Hi, I'm Eric Miller with the Pennsylvania Game Commission's Bureau of Wildlife Habitat Management, and right now we're standing on what I would consider a perfect woodcock singing ground. You've got open areas, but you've got interspersed vegetation and shrubs, and from what I've seen in the past and my experience, this is what they seem to prefer rather than a large open area with not much ground vegetation on it. The reason we found this was we were over on a pipeline which is pretty open, about 30 or 40 feet wide maybe, and we were watching all these birds pile in over these shrubs, and this is where they were coming. We came in here and said, yeah, this kind of makes sense. It's got all the components that you would need. It's a high spot, it's got some surrounding shrub vegetation, some openings, and what I just think is perfect woodcock singing ground cover.
Now, Eric, a lot of Pennsylvanians have probably never even seen a woodcock. Why should we care why should we go to all this effort to knock their habitat, and what do we care if there's woodcock still in Pennsylvania? Well,
woodcock are important because they're an umbrella species, and by that I mean not only do woodcock use this type of habitat, but other important bird species and other mammal species as well. So when you're managing for woodcock, which is a popular game species, you're managing for a plethora of other species that will benefit from that habitat as well. And a lot of these species are now listed on the Pennsylvania Wildlife Action Plan and listed as species of greatest conservation need. So preserving this habitat basically helps out a bunch of other birds and mammals as well.
Why is woodcock one of your favorite birds? What about them that you admire?
You know, I think it's such a hardy bird. It's great for dog training. Dogs learn a lot from handling woodcock. They make great table fare. Their spring mating ritual is probably one of the most interesting and fun thing to watch in the spring. You know, the males with their mating calls, and they're doing their sky dance. And then just the bird itself. It's a shorebird that somehow ended up in the uplands, and it's perfectly suited for this type of habitat, and I just can't think of a more interesting bird to want to learn more about.